Hello, hello, and welcome back to another live stream. Let's make sure that we're rolling here. As you guys already know how we do here on the live streams, we gotta wait a few seconds. So I apologize for people watching this in the future, in which this is just gonna be a regular video. But yeah, that's why sometimes these live streams don't translate well once they're published. So that's why you see me making videos and live streams, sometimes covering the same topic, but in different formats, so that everybody can get that information in one shape, form, or another. So shout out to everyone out there. Okay, see, I forgot to mute this. Okay, all right. So, all right, welcome. So in today's fun-filled video, in today's fun-filled live stream, we're gonna be talking about insurance. That's right, everyone's favorite subject, insurance. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's not my favorite, but I know it's something that we all need to talk about. In fact, a lot of you guys are constantly asking me in one shape, form, or another about insurance and how all that works out here. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video, because I was actually surprised to learn, and by the way, I've been living here for over 5.5 years, almost 6 years now. Well, 5.5 years as of right now. And, when I first got to Mexico and people would tell me about insurance, and, I would talk to other Mexicans about it, I was thinking to myself, well, wait a minute, you really don't need insurance out here in Mexico. But the longer I've been here, I've quickly realized that you do need some kind of insurance for certain things, and other things you don't need insurance. And again, this is all going to really depend on the individual. But the best part of it all is the fact that you're not forced to have any kind of insurance unless you're in certain situations. Okay, but even in those situations, it's really up to you whether you get that insurance or not. And if you don't, well, then you're going to have a bigger price to pay. So one shape, form, or another, you're going to be paying that piper. All right. So, but again, in other cases, it's not as necessary as it is in certain cases. So, what kind of insurance are we talking about here? So we're going to be talking about medical insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, what else? Life insurance, any kind of insurance, all right, that you can think of. In fact, a pet insurance, whatever. In fact, if I miss anything, please feel free to let me know in the chat, in the live chat that's during the live stream, so that way we can, discuss it. But we're going to be talking about, the main, kind of forms of insurance that you might have in the, in the U.S. or Canada or wherever you're from, and, how they translate to here, how they work over here. So everything from, like I said, medical to car to, whatever insurance you can think of. And like I said, it's really, really different out here than what you would think. So let's just jump right into it. One of the only insurances that you're probably going to need out there, assuming you get any insurance at all, would be car insurance. All right. Believe it or not, it's not necessarily obligatory for you to have it, but, it's so cheap in a sense. It's so affordable. And the penalties for not having it when you have an accident are so severe that it's basically almost, a no-brainer as to whether or not you should have it. So short answer, yes, you should have it. If you have a car, if you own a car, have a car, an automobile of any kind, yeah, it would be very imperative, very smart of you for you to get insurance. Because guess what? Let's say you are driving your car and you get into an accident and you do not have insurance. Well, it's no problem, you know what I mean? Because once the cops show up, once the insurance adjuster shows up, everything is there. They're going to basically ask you, do you have insurance to cover this? Oh, you don't have insurance? Okay, great. This is how much it's going to be, like 10,000 pesos. Oh, you don't have the money? All right, no problem. You're going to go to jail. We're going to give this bill to somebody and once the bill is paid, you're out of jail. Easy peasy. No problemo. No, don't worry about it. In some cases, if you can go to the ATM or the bank and get the money there, no problem, But again, the more difficult or longer it's going to take you to get that money, well, the more uncomfortable you're going to be while that's going on. Now, of course, this is the extreme case, on the extreme accident, like let's say you have a really bad accident and you don't have insurance, and you got to figure out a way to make the other party whole immediately. That's like the worst case scenario. But best case scenario is that you get into an accident. And by the way, knock on wood, nobody gets in any accidents out there. But again, best case scenario is that you get in an accident. Both you and the accidentee have insurance, and then basically all you do is that you don't. By the way, you could fight about it. You can discuss, it was your fault. No, your fault. It doesn't matter. In fact, the cops, if the cops even show up, the cops are not there to be an arbiter. They're just there to make sure, nobody's dead, no accidents, the traffic keeps flowing, you two are not killing each other, whatever. But other than that, really what happens is that immediately, as soon as you have an accident, you call your insurance. The person that had the accident calls their insurance, and then literally within minutes, an insurance adjuster for each one of you guys shows up to the scene of the accident, and then they figure it out. That's it. Between the adjusters, they figure it out. Who's at fault, what you got to pay, what they got to pay, whatever. And that's it. That's the beauty of it. So I've never been in an accident. I've never been in that situation before, but I've heard countless stories of people that have been in this situation. And they simply say it's like the easiest thing ever. So like I said, you call your insurance, and then once they get there, your insurance company is probably just going to ask you for, some ID and the insurance policy just to make sure everything matches. And that's it. And then once you do that, they take care of it and they figure it out. The end. All right. I don't know how it works if you're at fault or if they're at fault, but I'm from what I understand, it's pretty similar to how it is in the USA. Meaning, let's say you got to get your car fixed and you got to take it to the mechanic, and okay, all that stuff is basically the same as in the US. Now, obviously, things are going to be a little different out here, and you should do a little bit more research and due diligence, assuming something like that happens to you, just in case. Because I've heard great stories and I've heard horror stories, that basically the insurance adjuster tells you to go XYZ place, and, they just leave the car worse off than what it was originally. And I could go on and on. So again, you can do your own research there, but I'm just giving you the basics on insurance. So the one kind of insurance that you would probably want to have, and I advise you to have or get, is car insurance, auto insurance, assuming that you have an auto. But you guys already know from watching my channel, watching other people's channels, watching information on this topic, the reality is that not everybody's going to need a car. So if you don't own a car, all right, you don't have, any kind of, motorcycle or any kind of vehicle like that, and you do everything, you're on foot, you're on your bicycle, you use public transportation. Well, this is a moot point. You really don't need this kind of insurance. You don't got nothing to worry about. In fact, depending on who you are, you might be interested in something like health insurance. So a lot of people are always asking me, 42-year-old Jose, do I have health insurance? And my answer is no, I've never had it. In the US, I was too poor to have it. And then once Obamacare came into place, I was even more poor and I couldn't afford it. So they just gave me the free health care, which I never used because nothing's free in the USA. That's another story for another day. But at the end, I never really had insurance per se. And when I came to Mexico, well, it's not necessarily a thing for healthy people. And why is that? Well, I've talked to you guys countless times, and told you guys that you can see a doctor, all right? You can just go to a clinic and see a doctor for as little as like $2 to $3 US. All right, depending on the exchange rate. But like around $2 to $3, you get to see a capable doctor, like an actual doctor. Let's say you want to see a really good doctor, or let's say that you want to go on ahead and see a specialist. It's going to cost you your copay. What your copay is back home. So to see a really good doctor or a specialist is going to be somewhere from, let's say, to 400 to 500 pesos on the low end to close to 1,000 pesos on the high end. So again, $25 to $50. All right. So let's say you want to see like the best cardiologist in all of Merida, in the whole city here. Then yeah, it's going to cost you like $1,000. But let's just say that you just want to see, regular old Joe Schmo dermatologist. It's probably going to be like $300, $400, $500. Pesos, sorry. 500 pesos. All right. So that's going to be like around $25, $30 $30 to go see a dermatologist, and it's going to be somewhere from like $50 to $60 to see the best cardiologist. And there's price ranges all in between all of that. All right. But like I said, you can just see a regular doctor or even low end doctors for as little as 50 pesos. All right. Which is, $2.50 to be exact. Again, $3, $2, depending on the exchange rate. So, that's really what it, when it comes down to, when it comes to health insurance. And in the USA, how it used to be is the same thing. You know what I mean? Up until Obamacare, well, health insurance was, not mandatory. It was, basically voluntary, whether you wanted it or not. And most people had to pay out of pocket. But since everything was so crazy expensive, most people just don't go to the doctor. Out here in Mexico, it doesn't matter how poor you are. You can definitely go see a doctor. You can scrounge up 50 pesos to go see the doctor. In fact, the most expensive aspect to the whole, going to the doctor thing is the medicine. And yes, medicine is a lot cheaper, a lot, more, what is it, a lot more inexpensive here? Yeah, it's cheaper, whatever. Just stick to that word. Anyways, medicine is a lot cheaper here than it would be in the USA, but, medicine is still expensive in some cases. Some cases you can get medicine for 50 cents to $1 to, a couple bucks. But sometimes, the medicine is going to be like $25, $50. Yeah, that's right. But again, if it's $25 to $50 in Mexico, in the USA, it's 10 times that price. You know this. I don't got to get into all that. So that's kind of like how it works here. So, for certain people, let's say that you're retirement age, let's say you got health conditions, you got to go see the doctor on a regular basis for whatever reason, then yeah, of course you should get, a Mexican medical insurance. It might be in your best interest. Now, they don't just have medical insurance. They got a bunch of other options. So out here, you can just simply get regular medical insurance, or you can sign up. Again, this is more for the older folk out there, the retired folk, or the people that, go see a doctor more on a regular basis. You can sign up for things like, for example, here in Mérida, there's a place called Health Itinerary. And basically, it's kind of like insurance, but they do more than that. So like, when you're in the USA and you might sign up for Humana healthcare plan, whatever, and they do all kinds of things for you. Like they'll set your appointments, they'll drive you to the doctor, they'll bring you medicine, they'll give you all kinds of they're selling you, on their plan. So it's kind of like the same thing here. They have that as well. In fact, I know people that have straight up canceled, their Medicare, Medicaid, because they haven't needed it or they're not using it. So they just simply, hire something So they simply, give up their Medicare, Medicaid, and then they hire something like Health Itinerary, or they, shop on their own for their own medical insurance, whatever they think might fit them best. You can also, they have, in Mexico, they also have this thing called, state hospitals, or like kind of like government run federal, healthcare. They are run by the IMSS, IMSS. Again, someone in the chat or in the comment section later on can help, give me better information on this, please. That'd be great. But anyways, IMSS, IMSS, that's basically like the local state hospital type of thing. You know what I mean? So you can also go to them, and doesn't matter your age, and you can sign up for the insurance healthcare package that they have. And so, for example, let's say that you're a Mexican and you're working for a Mexican steel shop. You know what I mean? You work for a regular job out here in Mexico. Okay, you're working for the power company. You're working as a dental assistant, whatever. Most jobs, again, even working for Walmart, whatever. By law, most jobs have to give you. I think all jobs have to give you medical insurance. So what do? Well, the job simply signs you up. They inscribe you, but they sign you up for IMSS. The IMSS is insurance, which is, the state insurance, the government insurance. But you still got to kind of pay for it. So long story short, Mexico has kind of like if you want it, they have their version of what they have in Canada or in Europe, in which, the state pays for it. So they got free hospitals, free healthcare. Again, unless you're like crazy poor, crazy destitute, the bottom of the bottom, don't go to these hospitals because, they're not provided much funding. You already know how we talk about Mexico. Mexico's great and awesome, but, government funding of projects for the people, that's not one of the things. They do kind of a little bit here and there, but that's not really their bread and butter. So even though they provide free healthcare, even though they provide state-run hospitals, free, medical care of any kind, the reality is it is really not that free. It's just very, very, very extremely cheap. And at the end of the day, it's nothing is free. You know what I mean? So like the more inexpensive it is, the freer it is, the more likely, you walk. Let's say you walk into the, to one of these state-run hospitals, for a broken pinky, and they might, you might leave with an amputated leg. I know I'm being extra facetious here, okay? But at the end of the day, that's why most people figure it out and they can go and pay the 50 pesos, all right, to see a doctor. And if they got to go to a hospital, they got to go do something major, they kind of figure it out and they avoid the free hospital as much as possible. So that's why, like, let's just say that, you're working a job and they give you the free IMSS insurance, IMSS insurance. That's like higher up. It's almost like half government and then half private. You do have to pay, money to, use the services, but they're not as much. And so long story short, it's for a lot of people out there, they just like in the US, you might get a job just for the health insurance. Okay. So a lot of people out here, they get a job and they get paid a little bit here, a few benefits there or whatever. But the fact that they just have health insurance and they don't have to pay that yearly premium to get that, pretty good, the best, kind of state health insurance, they do it. But if you are, let's say an entrepreneur, a business owner, again, you are your own individual out there in which, you don't work for the government, you don't work for a company, you might work for yourself. Again, whether you're a foreigner or a Mexican-born national, well, in that case, that's where you might, go on ahead and, get your own private health insurance, okay? But again, a lot of people that are in kind of like in that position, unless they got some terminal problem, what they end up doing is that they just pay as they go. And that's it, because you have all the options out here. Because sometimes, you just, you messed up your thumb and you just need to go see a doctor to kind of like maybe put like a little cast on it. That's not going to cost you more than 50 to 100 pesos. You feel me? But let's say that you have, like some terminal, like lung problem, I don't know, whatever, then, well, you're probably going to want to go see a specialist, you know what I mean? And then you're going to have to pay a little more just so they can run some special tests on you. Or you can check this out or do that or do that. So the thing is, it's like, it's very, very open out here. But for example, like I said, I know somebody personally that gave up their Medicare, their Medicaid. They signed up for this thing called Health Itinerary, and they signed her up for the IMSS insurance. And she's already had it over a year, the insurance and the Health Itinerary people, whatever. And she is extremely happy with that whole thing. In fact, in the future, and next year, at this point, but in a few months, I'm gonna be doing like an episode or a video talking about more in depth about that Health Itinerary situation, so that you guys out there that are in need of something like that, well, you can have the information, all the information on that. Okay, so not just if you're coming out here to Merida, but this is something that is all over Mexico. Okay, I'm just gonna give you the information, and I'm gonna see if I can do an interview with the people from there, so they can give you some more information on how all that works. Okay. But for the most part, most people, you're like, for example, I'll give you an example. I am 42 years old. So I've already kind of given you my whole scenario and the scenario for many people my age, and, with my basic kind of health problems, which is not much. Maybe I got to get some glasses, got to go see the dentist, a few things that pop up here and there. We humans have all kinds of things. But all that can be taken care of out of pocket. But a lot of people say, well, if you get insurance, Jose, it's really more for catastrophic situations. And you know what? I agree with you, because now going back to the car insurance situation, look, I hate that I have to pay my car insurance because, especially me, I don't drive around as much as the typical person. If I drove every day, yeah, I got to get the car insurance. I get it. But I don't drive every day. You already know. I tell you guys, sometimes it's like a week or two and I don't even take that thing out. But with that being said, my car insurance is 3,000 pesos for the year. Yeah, that's right. Okay, 3,000 pesos for the whole year. So I don't mind paying it because it's only a few hundred pesos a month. All right. And then the grand scheme of things, okay? But even then, it's something that I don't use. So if I were to get health insurance, it would probably be the same thing. I would get health insurance to just basically sit on that insurance all year round without ever having to really need it. And then if I ever do need to go see a doctor or get some medicine, I'm there trying to figure out how I can use my insurance so I can get my money back in a sense, you know what I mean? To get my value out of the insurance. So, at the end of the day, the only reason I would get, or someone like me would get any insurance, any medical insurance would be in case something happens, catastrophic event. Well, guess what? In Mexico, they have a special kind of insurance, okay, in which you can get that will cover anything and everything. Yeah, that's right. And so, when I heard about this insurance, I was like, oh, well, wait a minute. You know what I mean? This is what I would get. So, for example, someone like me, I'm 42, got my wife, 30-something years old, and we're just a regular couple, no real health problems. The only thing we might need in the future will be, again, protection against some sort of catastrophic event. And again, I got my car insurance, so that's covered there, meaning that even if we have the catastrophic event in the car, we're good. We got my car insurance, right? That'll cover me there. But what happens in case, again, like what happened to Christian, last year where she fell and she broke her foot, or, again, a bunch of things that can happen, literally, things that happen, you know what I mean? Like I fell not too long ago, and I twisted my ankle and I was out for a week. You know what I mean? And so on and so forth. We all got situations, all right, that can happen. What do you do in that case? Well, in that case, you get this thing called life insurance. In Mexico, life insurance is nothing like it is in the USA. So in the USA, life insurance, all right, is basically, from what I understand, is that you get life insurance and then you die and then someone else can cash out the life insurance. That's it. That's how life insurance works. They should call it death insurance, right? I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, they should just call that death insurance, right? Bruh. But the reality is that that's how life insurance works in the USA. But in Mexico, when I was here and I was kind of like shopping around for the whole, insurance thing, or at least just looking into it, everybody kept trying to sell me life insurance. And I'm like, what the hell do I need life insurance for? That's the last thing I need, right? Is life insurance. But then I actually had a Mexican explain it to me, and he explained exactly how life insurance works. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is just insurance, meaning life insurance in Mexico is anything insurance. So for example, let's say that you get in a car accident and your auto insurance is not enough for whatever reason. No problem. You got life insurance. Life insurance will help you out there. Let's say again you fell and you broke your foot. No problem. Life insurance. Okay. Let's say that whatever something happened to your dog. Again, knock on wood. Right? Nothing happens. Right? No, we don't fall. We don't anything. Right? Just constantly knocking on woods. Anyways, so Bruh. What was I saying? Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Something happens to the dog. Something happens to your horse. Something happens to the house. Again, like a leak in the roof and you need money. No problem. You go out and you get and you cash out your life insurance. So what life insurance is in Mexico is actually what it says it is, meaning it's for life, because life happens. Things happen. It doesn't matter what it is. It just catches you off guard. Like I said, an alien invasion. Hey, oh my God, I had an emergency. I need to cash out my life insurance. But it's not like the USA. So basically what happens is that like whatever happens, let's just say like if I would have had life insurance when I twisted my ankle. By the way, I work for myself. I make YouTube videos. You see what I do. You know what I do. So for example, if I were to injure myself, how am I going to take off work. You know what I mean? Because let's just say I have a regular job. Forget the YouTube thing, just a normal regular job, but I still work for myself. Well, let's say I sell coconuts out of the front of my house, whatever. Well, I'm not going to be able to sell coconuts for a few days, So how am I going to pay for my bills for the next week or two? No problem. I got life insurance, so I can cash out the life insurance, or at least tell the life insurance people, hey, look, I had an accident. I slipped, I fell. I can't work at my coconut stand, for the next week or two. So I need, money for whatever. It's like, oh, yeah, no problem. Can you just send us the medical whatever, that says that you slipped and you fell? Yeah, no problem. And that's it. So life insurance in Mexico, believe it or not, is actually a good thing. And if anyone out there can afford it, let's say you have family with kids, it doesn't matter what your situation is, all right? But life insurance would probably be a good investment because, again, it really doesn't matter what the emergency is. They have some sort of payout for the emergency. So that's basically how it works. So, for example, like I said, let's say I'm working and I'm the only breadwinner in the whole home. Well, again, let's say, and I'm hospitalized for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. My wife can go in and she can cash, the life insurance. Just basically said, hey, look, this is my situation. This is what happened. Boom, this is our policy. And they're like, no problem. Boom, that's it. This is how much you get per week, per month, per day, per whatever. So life insurance is an amazing thing out here. So I did not know about life insurance. I had no clue about life insurance until people started telling me about it. And then I quickly realized, wait a minute, outside of car insurance, that you're going to need if you have a car or auto insurance, motorcycle insurance, whatever, outside of that kind of insurance, the only other insurance that I would recommend people really get out here is life insurance. And how can you get life insurance? It's really not that difficult. There's plenty of insurance dealers out there. But my recommendation to you, if you're going to get something like, let's say, life insurance, the actual bank themselves, they sell it. So it might be, if you're going to think about it, like the last thing you want, you have an actual emergency and you're going to be there, with the insurance person back and forth and whether or not they're going to be able to pay, or not pay out. But if you're dealing with the bank, the bank is the bank. Meaning that they got plenty of money to pay it out and, that's part of their business, so it's a little different. So the reality is that, life insurance is something that I would definitely look into if you're looking into moving out here. Because, for example, yes, you can also get like pet insurance. You can also get like homeowners insurance. You can get all kinds of insurance. But let's say that you don't have that much money or you don't want to spend that much money. Well, you can get life insurance because life insurance will cover a pet emergency. It will cover, again, a hole in your roof. It will cover, like say, a slip and a fall. It will cover, again, let's say you have a car accident and you need more to cover. So I can go on and on. It covers anything, alien invasion, for crying out loud, whatever. Even if you work for yourself, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, it'll cover you. So that's something, that's something that you should look into. Again, it's not for everybody, I myself, looked into it, but, my financial situation is not to, a point where I want it to be where I can afford to just pay that, every month, whatever, that is every month, whatever, amount the life insurance would be. But it is something that, I did look into, and I highly suggest that some of you guys out there, also probably look into, because again, if you're, my age but you have, you're coming out here with kids, for example, all right? That's something that you might want to look into, because again, it'll cover anything and everything. And now that way you don't have to worry about like having to get like medical insurance for everybody or whatever. In fact, you don't have to, you can take the guesswork, all right, out of the whole insurance thing, because like I found out, life insurance is more like just an open-ended, insurance for everything. I think that's why they call it life insurance, because it's in case anything happens, because life happens. So it'll cover anything and everything. Now, of course, depending on the policy and who you get it from, will depend on what they cover, what they don't cover. But the policies that I was looking at were coming from a bank, and like I said, it covered just about everything. All right, I did not see alien invasion there, but I'm sure you can figure out how to how to get that covered in case you need to get that covered. So, I mean, that's how it works. So, really, the reality is the whole medical situation out here, it depends on, your. So, let's just go over all the insurances again, okay? So, again, do you need car insurance, or auto insurance, or motorcycle insurance, or that kind of insurance? Again, only if you have a vehicle. Now, again, if you don't have insurance, and a police officer, stops you or whatever, they're not even going to be asking you for insurance. You know what I mean? So it's not even a thing. You know what I mean? It's not, like I said, the penalty you're going to get is the moment of the accident, and you don't have insurance. Oh, you're probably going to jail. You know what I mean? So that's probably why you want to get insurance. All right, for your car. All right. When it comes to medical insurance, again, it's really going to depend on you. It's going to depend on your medical situation. All right. If you're old and retired and you need to see the doctor all the time, you're going to medicines, all the stuff that you got to deal with, then yeah, you know what I mean? I would look into some sort of, medical insurance or some sort of, medical coverage or whatever, whether it's, like the health itinerary thing I was telling you about, whether it's signing up for IMSS hospital, whether it's doing all of that, whether it's also getting supplemental insurance, whatever. I would look into that if I were you. But if you're younger, you don't need health insurance at all. Again, unless you have, you're terminally ill with whatever. But again, for, younger people, I would recommend you get life insurance, because life insurance will cover you in whatever scenario or situation you're in. It doesn't matter. And so to me, out here, if there is one kind of insurance that you would probably want to get or even look into or want to buy or invest, would be life insurance, because that'll cover you just about in whatever situation you're in. So look into that, okay? That might be something, whatever. Now, when it comes to like home insurance, homeowners insurance, by law, you do not need any kind of home insurance. You don't need any kind of insurance at all when it comes to that. But do they have it? Of course they have it. They got homeowners insurance. They got pet insurance. They got anything. I've seen it all. I've done research because a lot of you guys have asked me for it. But the reality is that it's not necessary. It is not a law. It is not, not something that's mandatory under any circumstance. Okay. Because like I said, the closest thing that you're going to have to like a mandatory insurance would be car insurance, and it's not really mandatory at all. Like I said, it's up to you whether you have it or not, you know what I mean? And then if you don't, okay, time to pay the piper. Somebody's got to pay the piper. So that's really kind of like how that works, all right? But I think that's it. Okay, so let's, now I'm going to go on ahead and read the comments, all right? See what you guys have to say, and we'll go from there. If there's anything, all right, that I missed, anything you want me to talk about, let me know, and we will discuss it. Okay, so let me see. But yeah, they got, I mean, all the insurances out here. They got things like travel insurance. What else? What other kind of insurances out there? But they got all kinds of insurance. They'll sell you whatever. That's what I love about Mexico. West Coast Mex says, I have a full coverage paid, a flat yearly fee. Yeah. So I'm guessing you're saying car insurance. Believe me, if you live in a city, the car insurance will avoid your car getting towed, because at least there is, in Jalisco, no handshake. Okay, between the two parties. Your car towed? I don't know. All right, yeah, anyways. By the way, if you're going to write a comment in there, try to make it as complete sentence, so it'll make it easier for us to understand. But yeah, okay. Every state in Mexico is different. Every place is different as in Mexico. But I mean, I don't know, why would they tow your car? I mean, they don't tow your car in this part of Mexico. In the Yucatan, in Merida, they don't tow your car. Very rarely have I ever seen anyone, get their car towed. Unless it's been voluntary. Hey, my car broke down. Can I get a tow? That kind of thing. Or maybe, the cops stop them, and, the guy is in big trouble, and then they take their car away, like they might in the USA. But again, for them to take your car away, it's you got to be doing a lot of things. Let me see. Let me read some comments here. Sorry, by the way, I know the silence is deafening. Let's see if we can get some little music here. Wow. Yeah. a look around. By the way, I got the podcast page already up and going. So if you guys want to see it, here, I'm going to provide the link to the podcast page. Let's go check that out real quick. So remember, guys, I'm going to be premiering a podcast on another channel, just talking about all kinds of things, okay? Things that I cannot talk about on this channel for obvious reasons. But there it is, in case you guys want to go check it out. Here it is. Okay, it's brand new. There's nothing there yet, all right? So, we're going to start that up in January. But in the meantime, I got to set up all the infrastructure. I got to set everything up so that way you guys have, somewhere to go when we get started. I got to set this up on a platform. I got to do the whole thing. But anyways, but in the meantime, I'm kind of like just setting up all the stuff so you guys can start going there, following me there, and all that good stuff. So for those of you guys that like these live streams and like these conversations, but you want me to talk about other things, outside of the, just this Mexico stuff, then go there. All right. It says, West Coast says, here in Jalisco, they will tow your car if you have no insurance and you are in an accident and if your car is stolen or found. Well, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. They probably do the same thing here. If you get in an accident here and you don't have insurance and you have no way to pay for it, whatever, yeah, they probably will tow your car here as well. Oh, Narud Jaloof, shout out to the new glasses. Oh, thank you very much. Glad you like them. Thanks for noticing. Nasim says, if we pay 500 peso thing, we don't go to jail, right? No, you go to jail. Listen, like trying to bribe a police officer, to get out of XYZ, that's only if they stop you and, they're telling you, oh, your tail light is broken. Oh, hey, you didn't wear your seat belt. And they're basically trying to give you like a 3,000 peso fine. And then they try to tell you, hey, we won't give you the 3,000 peso fine if you pay 500 pesos right here, right now. That's like the bribing of the cop, okay? But I highly suggest for them, for you to tell them to just give you the ticket, all right? But no, if you get in a car accident, there's no bribing of nobody there, all right? So no, you don't got insurance, you're going to jail. Because the thing is, remember, you're getting in an accident, so there's another party, there's another human that meaning you got to bribe that human. And how are you going to bribe that human? Well, these are my damages. Oh, my insurance company said that it's this amount. So that's how much you got to pay. The end. All right. So that's how it works. Oh, thank you, ES Caliber. Thank you for the kind words. Baron Von Crunch says, would life insurance cover damage from flooding? Yes. Parts of Merida are prone to floods. Yes. Yeah. So you can get flood insurance. So if you're in an area that tends to flood, then yes, it's probably, very smart of you to get flood insurance for your home for obvious reasons, all right? But if you don't want to get flood insurance and you just want to see if you can get a blanket insurance, then I would go on ahead and recommend that you guys get get life insurance. But again, like I said earlier, do not assume that all life insurance is the same. Do not assume that don't take everything I have to say, like it's, God telling you, all right? Listen, I can be wrong. I'm a guy on YouTube, okay, that literally has a talking horse, all right? And anyways, whatever. Look, the point I'm making is that don't take everything I have to say as truth, okay? Sure, a lot of it is. But you got to remember, I don't know everything, all right? And I could be wrong. I have been wrong in the past, all right? So please just do your homework on this. So what do I mean by that? When you're shopping around for life insurance, make sure that in the policy, it'll cover it. If it doesn't say that it'll cover it, have the guy selling you the insurance, ask him about it, all right? And then if they say, oh, yeah, it's covered, then you say, okay, well, under what clause, under whatever, because you need to know these things. Because remember, the guy's trying to just sell you the freaking insurance. He's a salesman. He might sell you life insurance, all right, and tell you that it does cover for floods. But then when you do have a flood and you're trying to cash in, the insurance company's be like, nah, where? And there's nowhere here it says, oh, but your insurance representative said that. Yeah, can you prove it? You know what I mean? So, okay. So just FYI, all right? Just double check, triple check, quadruple check. You know what I mean? If that is what you're looking for, that it's included in there and that it has it in there. So like for me, for example, when I was looking at life insurance, I was really looking for an alternative to medical insurance because I thought medical insurance was overkill for me. All right, I did not need it. All right, to that extent, me or Christian, we don't need it. But life insurance, on the other hand, well, of course, we've had emergencies. Life happens. We all do. So life insurance was something I was looking into. Which again, I wish I would have had it and I would have used it. I wish I would have had it so I could have used it when we had our emergency last year. Because since we didn't have it, it basically, bankrupted us. You know what I mean? And that's why last year was a really bad year. And this year has been a really good year because I was able to, kind of get back on my feet here. I'm still broke, but my God, it's completely different. It's a better, we're in a better financial position. But I would have been in an even better situation if I would have had life insurance. Okay? So I myself am out here learning, all right, from my own mistakes, all right? And hopefully you also get, learn from these things as well. Nasim says, what if I got involved in an accident, just a random checkup, listen, man, I already explained to it, okay? It's all going to depend on the situation. If you hit a car and you do a hit and run, that's on you. You know what I mean? And if they capture you on camera, be prepared to pay for the consequences, okay? If they don't catch you, well, whatever, good for you. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Don't be anyone out there that's always asking me questions for me to answer in a certain way to, give you the answer you want to hear. That's not going to happen. All right? And by the way, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? If something like that happens and you get arrested and they throw you in jail. Oh, but Jose, the guy from YouTube, he said this, and that. You can't arrest me for this. No, they're going to be like, who? The fuck? What are you, crazy? What are you, stupid? So please, all right? You're talking about that guy that has a talking horse? That's who you took? You know what? You're going to get another month in jail for just listening to his dumbass, all right? So that's probably what they're going to tell you. Anyways. Angela B says, can I suggest medical insurance for complex pre-existing conditions? I cannot, because I don't know. I'm not an insurance salesman. I don't know that much about insurance. I myself have never had insurance, as I was stating earlier. So unfortunately, no, I cannot. Sorry, Angela. I apologize for that. Let me see more comments. Joe Peach says, should you get insurance on your home possessions like a nice stereo computer? Again, that's up to you. You know what I mean? Like, again, for that kind of scenario, it's not necessarily home insurance. It might be the life insurance. So that the thing is, it's like, also the insurances out here are different than what they would be in the US. Okay, so that's a great question, Joe. Honestly, like I said, I would just go to your insurance dealer, salesman. Which, by the way, most insurance salesmen, they sell all the insurances. So they'll let you know what's best for you. You got to let them know what you're looking for. That's why I also suggest maybe even going to a bank. At least to get your initial kind of your feet wet, so you can really kind of know what's out there. Because the bank, let's say like you go to BBVA, Banco Azteca, whatever, any one of the Mexican banks. You go to one of the Mexican banks and you say, hey, I'm here to buy insurance. And they'll be like, oh, really? Oh, great. And then they're going to tell you all about all the insurances, okay? And then that way you can know what's going to be best for you. And then maybe you can shop around somewhere else, let's assuming you want to go somewhere else, because I'm sure that they have cheaper options in the bank. The bank, sure, they're going to pay out whatever emergency when it happens, but they're probably going to be a little bit more expensive, okay? So, it's just all that stuff. So, but at the very least, you can just talk to one of these insurance salesmen, at the bank, and they'll let you know. They'll let you know about everything that they got. And then, for example, Joe Peach, you right now are, you want to insure your stereo, your computer. You want to insure the things in your house. So they'll let you know. They'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's probably best if you get this house insurance that we provide that, da-da-da-da-da. Or they'll probably tell you, you know what, it's probably best for you to get this life insurance. Or maybe get a combination of both or whatever, I don't know. So, hope that, oh, there you go. I'll thank you, Joe Peach, for the $5 super chat. Shout out to you. Thank you. Angela B says, hi, Angela here. Hi, Angela. So did you say you're having an expert on? No, I never said that. Sorry. Sorry if someone if I'm misheard what I had to say. No, I do have experts on from time to time. Usually it's to talk about immigration or law, someone like that. I'm not trying to have like an insurance salesman talk to you guys about insurance and then it's like a giant infomercial. No. That's not what I do. I'm just telling you, I like to make videos like this and give as much broad information as possible, and then have you guys in the audience, back and forth, talk about the subject, so we can all educate each other and help each other out, so that way we know what to look for, and have as much information as possible. Remember, knowledge is power, right? Like G.I. Joe says, right? Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to. Bruh. Kind of, sort of did. But anyways, the point I'm making is that I'm just here to give as much broad information as possible. But it's your jobs out there to fill in the blanks, okay? Wherever, I don't have the answer for, okay? And the reason I hate people that are experts or specialists or anything like that. I hate that. That's why, like I said, I'll have a lawyer on, okay? And he will let you know how it works, okay? He's an expert in law. That kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So that's why I don't have like an insurance salesman, because that same thing. He's just looking at like doing a video like this as selling insurance, and they're gonna do their sales spiel. And I don't want to be involved in any of that. You know what I mean? That's up to you guys. You guys got to do your own homework, and you guys got to figure that out on your own. So hopefully that helps. But that's why I provide as much broad information as possible, so that you guys are as well informed as possible, so that you guys make the best decision you can. And I'm not selling you anything out here at all right? And you should be wary of people that are trying to sell you something as well. Again, I said it multiple times on the channel. The only thing I sell here is my time. If anyone out there wants to talk to me in person. By the way, you're talking to me right now. We're doing a live stream. I'm talking to all of you guys. But let's say that you're like, no, I want to talk to Jose one-on-one. I want to have a conversation with him, whether I want to talk to him through a voice, through a Zoom meeting call, or a Skype call, or whatever, FaceTime, or I actually want to meet him in person. That's the only time you're going to pay me, because now you're asking me for my time, and I'll be more than sell you my time. All right. For a certain price, and that's it. Okay, so whether you want to talk to me in person or see me in person, there is a price, 100%. But everything else I give away for free. But that's also why I don't go super deep into making sure that I have all the correct information, because again, I'm not selling you anything. I'm not selling you a package on moving to Mexico. I'm not selling you anything. All right. All I want is for you guys to watch my videos and interact with me and feed my ego. And that's it. Okay. And I've said it since day one. I've been on YouTube for many years. Okay. And I love what I do, and I enjoy what I do. And that's it. Chris Mason says, how much is life insurance? That's a great question. I don't know. I forgot what it was, but I remember this is like almost 2 years ago. So 2 years ago. Around 2 years ago, when I looked into it, it was like around 3,000 something pesos a month. All right. So I was like, that's a bit much for me. You know what I mean? So I'm good. So like I said, it's not for everybody. And so what's 3,000 pesos, a month? What is it? Like 150 bucks, 175 bucks a month. So, but again, they have all price ranges, and it might have been cheaper. It might have been like 1,500 a month. But like I said, for my car insurance, I do not have full coverage. I got the bare minimum that you need. That's another story, because I have a very old 1988 car. It's hard, to get certain kinds of insurance. Like if I were to have a 2018, it's very different. Okay, if I have a 2018, I can get all the full coverage and this and that. But since I got an old piece of crap 1988, Dodge Ram Charger, by the way, I love it. It's awesome. It is what it is. They only gave me like the basic insurance, and they offer things like, if I need like a tow package, or if I need, what is it, like health? Not health. What is it? injury, bodily injury coverage, you know, that kind of crap. So I just got the basic insurance that I needed to be on the road, which is what they would only sell me. And then I added like the injury protection on top of that. Why did I add the injury protection? Not because me or Christian are really going to get injured in that giant truck, you know what I mean, in an accident, because, you know, it's one of the biggest things on the road there. But again, you never know. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know what could happen, you know, so might as well have it. It was only an extra, you know, like $15 a year or something like that. So I was like, all right, yeah, sure. Add it on. Why not? But it was like, yeah, 3,000 pesos for the whole year. All right. So that's how much that was. But life insurance, I don't know. In fact, I would look, how about this? If I were you, just go to BBVA, you know, or any one of these banks, you know, go to their website and just look for insurance there so you can kind of get an idea. In fact, let me see. I think I can do it. Might as well. I think I can get you a quick quote. Hold on. While I get you the quote, let's put this in the background there. On the website. Uno segundo, por favor. I'm just looking. Damn it, just give me a quote. Where are the quotes? How do I get a quote? Quote. I ran out of time. Damn. Hold on. Let's might as well put this. Let's do the song one more time. Sorry, guys. All right. I guess you gotta do this whole thing here. Maybe, hold on, maybe I can find something else online real quick. Hold on. Maybe Google can help me out here. Oh, okay, there we go. See, Google's the best, man. Google's the best. All right, let's see. Okay, we got it. Okay, so it says right here in Spanish, all right, it says, al cotizar seguro de vida encontrarás que los precios rondan entre 7,000 y 20,000 anuales, dependiendo de la suma y en algunos casos. Okay, so basically they're saying that it varies around 7,000 to 20,000 a year. So let's just let's go with the 20,000 amount. Okay, so 20,000 divided by, let me see, 20,000 divided by 12, right? Is, okay, so 1,600, so 1,700, okay? So it could be like around 1,700 a month, pesos, okay? So 1,700 a month in pesos. Okay, so I was way off. But I'm sure that they, you know, the bank will definitely offer more expensive. But they're just saying this is like the average, okay? So the average would be like 7,000 to 20,000, okay? So I'll take life insurance for 100. I got all the sound effects here. Well, no, actually, I need more sound effects. All right, we definitely need more.
Huh?
Anyways, all right.
Huh?
Oh no, wait. How many? Oh no. What's going on? All right, enough. We got the hawk cat. The hawk cat. You know, went a little tirade there. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to go through some questions now. So please, guys, if you guys have any questions or what have you. Oh, West Coast Mex says, I had a great experience with my car insurance here in Jalisco. Great. Yeah, so again, you know, I've asked other people, you know, that have already had accidents or dealt with insurance, and they say it's so easy and so awesome. It's way better to deal with it out here. Let's say you get in an accident, you got to call insurance or whatever, than it is in the USA. So that's always a good sign, because nobody likes to deal with the insurance. Nobody likes to deal with any of these things. So. Oh, awesome. West Coast Mex says here in Jalisco, in the small town that he lives in, they have something called Centro Núcleo They have specialists who come in to the town once a week to provide very low cost medical services to the people. That's great. Yeah, honestly, where I get my medical services, and in your small town, they might not have something like, or maybe they might have it, something like Dr. Simi. You see Dr. Simi right there? So Dr. Simi, if you go to farmacias similares, or other pharmacies out there, they have something like that. But I'm guessing that the people that are coming to your town, if either you don't have that kind of pharmacy in your town or a doctor in the pharmacy in your town, or they're bringing in like a specialist, that your town might not have. And, someone might need an echocardiogram or whatever, an EKG, or I don't know. That's cool. Ravi says, I got a job in Mexican company and they will provide insurance for me. Awesome. That's great. I'm from India, moving to Mexico next month. Awesome. Congratulations. That's awesome. Good for you, brother. A lot of Indians moving out here, by the way. So shout out to all the Indians. Hopefully you guys bring some good Indian food too, because I cannot find any good Indian food. Please bring some Indian food. So, shout out to you. Hold on. I'm looking for the proper sound effect for you, sir. There you go. Shout out to Ravi. All right. How far is Merida from the beach? About 45 minutes. 30 to 45 minutes, depending on where in the city you live. So. Let me see. By the way, sorry about the tortilla guy roaming around, making noise. I'm reading the comments right now, so pardon my silence. I know you guys love my voice. This is my wife right now. Bruh. Okay, I think, all right. Yeah, if I missed your question or if I missed your comment and you want me to read it or answer it or whatever, please go on ahead and repeat it. But I think by the way, shout out to everyone out there. All my members, every single one of you guys that's, a patron or sends me a few bucks, like, Joe Peach sent me $5 today. For reals, just going to give a big end of the year shout out to everyone out there. Thank you. I know we still got 3 more live streams this month. All right, we got 3 more live streams this month. This is the first one of December, what is it? The 4th to last or something like that. But yeah, shout out to everyone out there. By the way, that's how I'm really in Mexico. I'm not, because I could say I'm filming this from, I don't know, Argentina or whatever, but let's see. When you hear the tortilla guy out there, you already know it's only Mexico or East LA. But anyways, no, in fact, no, they don't have this in LA. You kidding me? The guy will get arrested. Anyways, what was I saying? But yeah, so we got a few more episodes coming up. So next week, we're going to be talking about taxes. That should be fun. And then we got the Christmas episode. So we got the Christmas party episode, and then we got the year in review. So you can already figure that one out. Everybody loves a year in review, so we're going to do that one. That's a great question, Scott Cooper. So a pair of prescription glasses, with with an eye test and everything. Honestly, it depends on where you go, but around 1,000 to 1,500 pesos. For example, I bought these frames. That's another thing too. Like, one thing about Mexico is that, like, in this region of Mexico, a lot of the people here are smaller. So that means small bodies, small heads, small whatever. I got a big head. Okay, not only am I a big guy. By the way, I'm a runt. I'm just 6 foot in the USA. I'm just a regular old Joe, but I got a big head. I got a lot of crap in my brain. Okay. Long story short, it's hard for me to find really good frames here. So in my case, okay, I went on Amazon and I bought a bunch of frames. Okay, for cheap. See, they're nice, right? You guys compliment them. You say they look great. So I got these frames for cheap. I forgot how much they were. Okay, but this frame probably cost me like $5. Okay, but anyways. And I got these cheap frames. They're plastic, okay? All right, they're cheap. But anyways, I took this pair to my guy, right? My doctor, and he put the lenses in there for 500 pesos. So if I bring him my frames, and I don't require anything but just some new glass in there is 500 pesos, okay? So 500 pesos for just a new glass. If you need like the glasses, you know, the actual glasses, and you might want to, you know, get the whatever, it's probably like around 1,000 pesos or 1,500, depending on the frames, depending on the place you go to, whatever. But it can also be extremely way more expensive than 1,500 pesos, okay? Just FYI out there. Many years ago, I did a video with the guy, okay, that I get my glasses from. I'm actually going to be making an updated version of that video, okay? Like I said, I recently got these, so I was out there and I was talking to him, and I told him, hey, we're going to be doing an updated video, you know, on you and your glasses and your shop. So once we do that in a few months, you know, we're going to give a lot more details on that subject, okay? So you'll be able to go visit him and get the best price possible. Because like I said, the reason it's a whole story of how I found him. I just found him as I was walking around in Centro one day. But I remember it was when I first got to Mexico, and I was already in desperate need of glasses. And many places that I would go to, you know, they were just a little cheaper than what they were in the USA. And I was like, man, what the hell, man? This is crazy. I mean, and I couldn't afford them, and I couldn't whatever. And then one day, I remember I was walking through his, you know, the neighborhood, you know, through the centro, and I walked in his place, and I asked him, I go, hey, I got this pair of glasses, you know, I just need some new whatever or what have you. How much is it? And the guy's, you know, he gave me the price right there. And I was like, oh, really? And how fast can you get them done? He goes, we can get them done in a few minutes. We'll get them done within the hour. Like, really? Great. Here's the money. I'll wait. And that's it. And the rest is history. We've been friends since then. You know, I've known the guy 5 years or whatever. So yes, you know what I mean? I want to make the video because, again, I wear glasses. I know a lot of you guys wear glasses. I know this is a very expensive thing, needlessly expensive thing, okay? Don't get me started down that whole thing. But in Mexico, you got, like I said, you always got the options. So he sells frames, but many times, you know, the frames that I would get from him, they were just always small. And I get it. It's not his fault, you know what I mean? I'm the only idiot with a big head there. So then this is why, you know what I mean? Like recently I said, you know what? I'm just going to get my frames from Amazon. I already know they're going to be my size. And I just get the glasses from him, and that's it. You know, the actual lenses. But yeah, that's it. So, and he makes them there. In fact, why are they so cheap? Well, why are they so cheap at his place? Well, I found out later on after we became friends, is the fact that, he is like the wholesale guy. So what do I mean? If you go to an actual glasses place, you know what I mean, just a regular optometrist, most optometrists out here, they don't have the equipment to make the glasses. So they actually, they get they do everything, the test of this, that, but then when they got to go make your glasses, they got to send them out to a laboratory to get them done. Guess what? He's the laboratory. Yeah, that's right. So I walked into the laboratory. So that's why it was so cheap. I was literally getting it from the factory floor. That's it. And that's why it's so expensive in other places, because in other places they're not making the glasses there. So they got to outsource them, and they got to, take them to a guy like him. All right. So that's a great thing about Mexico. And in Mexico, you can literally walk into the factory and be like, hey, I want to get XYZ. Yeah, sure, no problem. How many do you want? I only want like 3. All right, great. You don't need to buy 3 million. Look, another thing. I buy a lot of my meat, at the local butcher, or maybe at the grocery store, the local grocery store. But many times, once a month, I got a neighbor of mine, and she buys her meat straight from the meat wholesaler that brings the best meat, the best steaks, the best everything from the north of Mexico to sell to the steakhouses here, to sell to the really fancy, expensive restaurants and other stuff out here. And she found this the company. And one day she's like, hey, Jose, can you come with me so that we can, you can help me out with the whatever? You're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And sure enough, they were, if you want one steak, they'll sell you one steak. If you want to buy the whole cow, they'll sell you the whole cow. You know what I mean? They'll butcher it for you or give it to you mooing, whatever. The point I'm making is that that's an option out here too. So guess what? You know what I mean? Now, a lot of times, when she's putting in her order, I ask her, hey, can I order a few things from you as well? And then that's it. When she gets her delivery, I just go and pick it up, and that's it. And then I get steaks that are better than anything I'm going to get in any steakhouse here. And why is that? Well, because it's coming straight from the same freaking wholesaler. And again, I know I used to be in the restaurant industry, so to me it's like, yeah, get out of here. You know what I mean? Like I'll cook my own steak. All right. I just want to know where your purveyor is, which a lot of times the restaurant purveyors are not available to regular people out there. But anyways, I digress. The point is that my steaks. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. Anything. You can get anything like that. Okay, so not just steaks. Glasses, whatever it is. If you can go and if you do your homework or you get lucky, you can find the actual like wholesaler. Like the main guy, and then just buy direct from him, as opposed to buying through all these other middlemen. So for example, why do me and Christian go to El Centro a lot? Well, because a lot of times that's the place of origin. Meaning it comes off the boat, lands in El Centro, the center of town, downtown, and then from there distributed everywhere. So for example, that's why if, let's say I want to buy, I don't know, something stupid like this, okay? This racket. I can buy the racket right off of the freight, where the freight boat or in El Centro, in the downtown area for 100 pesos. But if I want to go to the fancy mall up north, well, this is probably going to cost me 250 pesos, okay? And why is that? Well, because of all the cost of them getting it up there and putting it for sale on display, where if I'm getting it from El Centro, I mean, I'm basically, these things are piled up in a bucket, and they're just there, 10 for whatever, what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And so it's just a lot of things like that you get, it's a big advantage. Yes, things are getting more expensive in Mexico, and yes, they're getting more expensive in this region of Mexico. But at the end of the day, you can still, if you do your due diligence and you do your homework, you can still find great prices and great deals, because you're going to need to increasingly more and more as things get more expensive, no matter what. So, all right, let me see. Let me go back to the comments here. Baron Von Crunch says, in Mexico, is dental insurance separate from health insurance, or does it fall into the same life insurance? I don't know. But the thing is, it's like, again, dental work and dental, just anything dental is so crazy inexpensive here that, again, you don't need any kind of dental insurance or health insurance or nothing like that. Again, outside of some sort of catastrophic event. Let's say that you get in a bad car accident and you get all your teeth knocked out. Yeah, you know what I mean? You're going to need some sort of whatever. But even then, probably regular dental insurance isn't going to do much either. So you probably need, health insurance or life insurance in that kind of scenario. But again, let's say I'm going to go get a cleaning. By the way, that's another video I got to do, and I got to get somebody else I got to go visit soon. Let's say I'm going to go get myself a cleaning. It's like 500 pesos, like 25 bucks, 30 bucks, to get a cleaning, a deep cleaning, to get the whole thing. And I remember Christian, a few years ago, she had to get a molar taken out. It was like 100 bucks, with everything, you know what I mean? So it's extremely cheap. In fact, well, you can look this up online yourself, okay? You can just do find out Medical Tourism Mexico, or Dental Tourism Mexico. And you're going to see all kinds of stories of people in the U.S. that need to get some dental work done, and they get a quote for like $10,000 to get that medical work done. And then they find out how much that work is, how much it costs in Mexico. And instead of $10,000, it's more like $1,000. And so a lot of people are like, you know what? I can actually go to Mexico, get all the work done, and spend 2 weeks on vacation and still have money left over. Okay? As opposed to me getting it from, XYZ dentist here in Wichita, Kansas. You know what I mean? So that's a real thing. Okay? So medical tourism is a real thing, and so is definitely dental tourism is a really big thing. Because I think I talked about it before. There's a lot of medical procedures, or medical treatments that are not available in the USA, or that are very expensive or inaccessible in the USA. And so a lot of people just cross the border to get those treatments, Joe Rogan talks about them a lot, whether it's like the stem cell stuff or, just a bunch of other treatments, that are just more expensive or just hard to get to. They're very accessible here. And yeah, they're probably going to be expensive if you're going to get certain, fancy schmancy newer stuff, you know what I mean? But again, you're gonna save yourself a lot of money. So that's something to look into, if that's something that you're interested in. but I'm not the guy to talk to on that. I'm not coming out here to Mexico to get, that wasn't my main concern when I moved to Mexico. Okay, mine was freedom and the quality of life and all this other stuff and all that good stuff. I found all the other stuff, as I've been here, and I'm sharing the information with you on a video like this. So I hope all this, by the way, I really do hope that this video and all the other videos that I do and everything I do on this channel is extremely helpful to you guys, and that you guys are finding it useful. And if so, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy. So please, how can you let me know? By leaving a like, sharing the video, watching the video. That's how I know. And again, I'm watching more subscribers every day. I'm watching more views every day. So plus you guys are telling me. So they're really that's really more how I get to know whether or not this is helpful or not. But I think that's it, guys. I don't know what else we're going to be talking about here. I think we're going to start wrapping this up. So if there's any other questions, anything else you want me to talk about, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to start shameless plugging the channel and all this other stuff until we get something else to talk about or not. So, all right, guys, please, if you guys don't already know, okay, please come out and check out, what am I doing here? Come and check out my website, okay? My website, okay, provides all kinds of free information, okay? Free knowledge, free everything, okay? So please check it out if you're thinking about moving to Mexico. Not only are my videos there, not only do I have older videos here, that you can watch, from when I first got here. Not only do I have all kinds of useful information and playlist and not so useful stuff like the cooking, whatever, but like I said, if you click around, okay, and you see like right here, free resources for living in Mexico, you click there and automatically you're taken to this page, and you're going to, again, there's a video that's going to tell you how you can find the best deals, for rentals out here, or if you're thinking about buying something, and then websites, to go along with it. Another video that's going to tell you exactly what people are probably looking for, what a Mexican is going to be asking you for, when you're renting a place, which is only a few things. They're not asking for a credit check. They're not asking you for, any crazy things like they're asking you in the US, all right? It's just basically ID, money, sign here. Here's the keys. Thank you very much. But anyways, I go more in depth in a video like that because there's obviously more things to talk about. For some of you guys that are coming out here and you don't have a Mexican bank account and would like some sort of Mexican banking solution, we have the dollar app situation here. If you need an apostille for whatever reason and you are outside of the U.S., and you need help getting your apostille, all right, we got that. We got also, these translator earbuds. Again, speaking of Christmas, in case you guys are looking for a Christmas gift, you guys can check that out there as well. It's these little earbuds you can put in there and, helps you, speak the language, It's pretty cool little thing. You can check out the video there. You can check out the video I did with José Novelo. The last one I did talking about immigration. We got digital nomad jobs right there, okay? If you're interested in learning Spanish for free as well, okay? Take you to Duolingo. Anyways, that's just one page, okay? I got all these other links out here to more stuff, okay? We got, if you're moving to Mérida, Yucatan in specific, let's say you're moving to Mérida, all right? I got another list, okay? So again, free Mérida, Yucatan resources, okay? So you can contact Stephanie for any of your, translation services, housing specialist, personal assistant, whatever you need, contact her. If you need a veterinary grooming services, you can contact Cynthia. If you need, again, Mexican lawyer, there he is again. If you need any help, with Mexican taxes, okay, by the way, don't forget to hit the like. Mexican taxes, Mexican real estate, Mexican business, Mexican immigration, any kind of Mexican, law, you contact Jose. There's the old video I was talking to you guys about with the glasses. Same thing as a dentist. I got to upgrade those. And again, more about real estate and other videos and other information. So I think that's it, guys. So please, guys, all right, like I was saying earlier, before you decide on moving to Mexico, before you decide, you guys have probably already decided whether you want to move out here or not. But I'm saying, before you decide to pay anybody, pay any service, pay any amount of money, period, end of story, I really highly suggest you, look through my website, perhaps go to my YouTube channel, okay, explore a bit, okay, see what I have, go, look, for example, you can click on the video section here of my channel. Let me get my fat face out for a minute. Okay, you can just click on the video section, okay, right there, and then click on the little thing right here. It says search, okay, and just put immigration. You know, just FYI, okay? Boom, you get all these videos on immigration. Okay? So, or whatever it is, cost of living, or whatever. Anything you can think of, okay? You get a bunch of things. So, all I'm saying is, please check out my YouTube channel, okay? I have more information there that you can even possibly think of, okay? Like, and most of you guys have been following me for a while, know it, all right? So please go on ahead and sift through, okay, my channel. You'll be surprised at the information you will find on my channel for free. Again, for free, all right? And then, again, you go to my website. You can find more information there. You can also go to my Facebook group. All the links are on my website. Again, you can go there for more information, you know, on local things, on whatever things, on all kinds of things, okay? So, and that's it. What else was I going to say? And anyways, the reason I'm telling you all this is because you should do your homework first, okay? Because even if you're going to hire somebody, I'm not telling you not to hire somebody, you know, again, please. You know, we all hire people for all kinds of things. But at the very least, you're educated and you at least know what you're looking for, and you're not going to be caught by surprise when somebody is all of a sudden telling you, hey, I need 10,000 pesos for XYZ. And you're like, well, wait a minute. I heard Jose say that's really only going to cost me 2,000 pesos, you know, or whatever it is. Okay. So like I said, you know, before you go out there and spend your hard-earned money, okay, spend some of your hard-earned time for free. And again, explore my website, explore my YouTube page, explore everything that I've built for you guys, okay? And see what you can find out there. See if you can find your own answers. And if you cannot, and you want to still, right now, I see a lot of you guys are always chatting in the chat, you know, while we're doing the live streams. Let's say that you want to continue the chat. You want to continue talking amongst yourselves. Then you, all the way at the top, you can click on the Discord thing and join the Discord, and you'll be able to, you know, again, you know, talk amongst yourself out there, right? In the group, okay? So I got tons of options, tons of things out there. Just explore at your leisure. And again, the last thing I'm going to say, we're wrapping this bad boy up, all right? So again, shout out to all the patrons. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to every single one of you guys, you know, that has helped support the show in one shape, form, or another. You know who you are. Shout out to everyone that likes these videos, watches all the way through, shares the video, you know, with your loved ones or other people, you know, that you might think might find them useful or helpful. Shout out to all of you. I really appreciate you guys. You know, you guys are the best. You guys are the real heroes out there. And shout out to everyone else out there. My haters, the ones that haven't subscribed yet, the ones that leaves a thumbs down, all of you guys as well. You know, shout out to all of you guys, because believe it or not, you guys are all helping whether you like it or not. So I love you guys and I appreciate it. And I appreciate and love everybody, no matter who you are out there. That's right. Even my haters. I love them. I love my haters. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? So with all that being said, guys, time to wrap it up, all right? So you already know the deal, guys. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for sharing. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for hanging out. And again, more importantly than anything else, don't forget, stay awesome. Yeah, I can't even say my own, you know, catchphrase end line anymore. I'm running on fumes. You can tell it's the end of the year. So, all right, guys. I got more work to do, so I can see if I can take a little mini vacation and still leave you guys with videos, you know, so you guys can enjoy throughout the holiday season. Again, always expect a Thursday live stream unless I tell you there isn't one, and always expect a Sunday upload, okay? Unless I tell you there isn't one, okay? And if you don't see any of those, you know, what is it? Send a search party for me, okay? Because they got me. They got me, okay? The YouTube whatever got me, okay? So anyway, sorry, enough. I gotta shut up, all right? I gotta save some of this for the podcast. Which, by the way, again, don't forget, here is the podcast. Here again, I'm gonna provide a link for anyone out there that is interested in joining. Let me see if we got any new subscribers. All right, we got 5 new subscribers. All right, wow, that was actually pretty impressive. Shout out to all of you guys out there. Shout out to the shout outs, and shout out to all the shouting outs and the shout outs. And in fact, all we're going to do on the podcast is just shout out. We're going to just be shouting out for hours, all right? Shouting everybody out. But anyways, Don't forget, okay? That's going to be coming up in January, all right? I'm going to be working on the whole infrastructure for the podcast in the meantime. That's what I'm doing in December. And around, like I said, the first week of January, second week at the latest, but hopefully the first week of January we should be launching, and hopefully you guys enjoy the show. It's not going to be like this. It's going to be a show. It's going to be fun. It's going to be comedy more than anything else, okay? And we're definitely going to change things up, switch things up a bit, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for for it to start. And that's it. So, all right, guys, thanks again for watching. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys here on Sunday. All right, hopefully you guys like this Sunday's video a lot better than last Sunday's video, and I'll see you guys. That means watch this Sunday's video, not you guys didn't like this Sunday's video. So hopefully you like this Sunday coming up's video a lot more than last Sunday's, and if not, you can tell me all about it on Thursday about how much you hated my videos. All right, love you guys. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Happy Merry Christmas, December. That's right. Fourth quarter, baby. Fourth quarter. All right. We only got a few weeks left, all right, before 2024 is here. So love you guys. Peace out. And I'll see you guys here. No Christmas Eve show. I'm busy celebrating. But we are going to have a Christmas party show. And we are, again, check out, look here. For you, so you guys can see the upcoming shows. Just go to my website, go to my YouTube page, and on my YouTube page, you're going to see, okay, next week, we're going to be talking about taxes. The week after that, we're having the Christmas party. Join, okay, so again, don't forget to join the Christmas party. Then we're going to do the the year in review, the obligatory year in review at the end of the year, and that's it. We already got the first episode. We already got the first topic to cover in January, all right? So I'll see you guys then, guys. All right. So these are the upcoming live streams, and you guys can just, like I said, click on it and wait for me there. So I'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Peace out. See you next week. See, look, people are already asking me questions. They can't wait. Bye, guys.